up?
everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're doing the part two reunion recap. And I just realized I have gum in my mouth. Hold on one second.
I don't know. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday.
Okay, so uh let's get into it. What time? Oh, we've only been on 40 seconds. All right. Um, where are you guys calling from and what is the weather? We have a nice day today. Perry, you can't tell me it's in the 50s. It has to be late sick like
Sharrell, the
almost
sun, the sun is just out. It's 52.
it's still 50 degrees.
If you step out in the sunlight, you good.
I feel like it's a hot summer day.
And
So
yeah, you just
we
walk past the sunlight. That's all.
63 in Indiana. Indiana has some good snow. I love Indiana. Got family there. 50 rainy in the DMV.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
some
So,
nice
so
sweeping weather.
Perry,
Hmm?
I didn't know Dallas 71. Does it ever get cold in Dallas? Not that bad, does it?
I don't really think it get that cold. I know it get hot.
Maryland rainy. I miss rain. I miss rainstorms. We're headed back to the DMV this year, right, Perry?
Yeah, we got to see how things go.
Another storm just blew in from California. Really? Hmm.
Damn.
This is cold. Pennsylvania's cold. Pennsylvania's cold. Well, what's this? I missed one. It said 30. No, it said 80. That damn
Damn.
Florida,
I
they
know.
always have good weather. I couldn't live there. It's just one temperature all the way. Baltimore, rainy, icy. I seen
Damn.
one that said North Carolina, 60 degrees in North Carolina,
That's decent.
39 in Ohio. Oh, so you guys, I was telling you my family came from Detroit. How cold did they say it was in Detroit? It was like cold, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cold, and when they got here, it was like I think it was 30 something, and then when they got here, it was like 60.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
like they thought they were experiencing nice weather here in Vegas. Anyway, let's get into this reunion. Okay, here's the problem I'm having. I don't know if I'm having it with Potomac or reality TV as a whole. It's been a long time since I watched reality TV and I was just impressed.
right.
Like it's like okay, so last week was pretty good. This week is I don't like it. It was boring to me. I was sleeping. Perry, didn't I fall asleep?
Yeah,
I kept falling asleep. I
yeah.
just don't understand what the issue is. So the most important part of this reunion would be the subject about colorism. But we'll get to that in a minute because it's blowing up on social media. Everybody's talking about it. Carlos King is butting in again. Okay. I don't know how I feel about another producer on a whole different network
Hmm.
following Potomac so closely. I'll get into Carlos in a minute. So let's go over the fluff. Let's talk about Candace accusing Gizelle of destroying families this season.
That's the truth.
Oh, Perry, really? You
No,
think
I mean
so?
that's the same shit you do every year.
Destroying fam? Nobody can destroy your family but
No,
you.
no, no. The attempts. I mean, I mean, just how they go at it. If she spent more time trying to build a relationship for herself instead of bringing the other people's
She
relationship
has a
down.
relation. Well,
So,
okay,
I mean, if you want to call a man every other weekend and a different one at that,
destroying the family is a bit much to me. She meddles. That's what she does. But destroying families is a bit overkill, don't you think? I I'm
I don't
having a
think so.
problem with
I
Candace
don't.
this
I
season.
don't think so.
I like Candace this season. I like Wendy. Who else do I like? Ooh,
Karen,
who?
Karen.
Karen and Jacqueline. I think Jacqueline should be full time, full full time. But anyway, I just think that Candace is exaggerating. Okay, they tried to use Chris as a storyline. It didn't work. Move on.
Well,
Destroying your family? Girl,
yeah.
no.
I mean, you know what though? That seriously could have destroyed her family.
Oh
Week after
God,
week,
Perry,
everything.
really?
Chris is freaking up on this woman. Chris is doing this over and over and over again. You would
No.
see it differently if somebody was attacking you with that, and not just saying it, letting it go. That was the whole season.
I
And
get
then
where you're
now,
coming from, but I think it's overkill. Listen, they do everybody that way. This was just they were in the hot seat this season, Candace and Chris. I don't think it destroyed their family. I think Chris overreacts. Chris needs to get a clue and stop talking to these women, stop being in women's business, stop tweeting about it, stop crying about it on your Instagram. It's not that serious. We are making more out of this than what it really is, right?
They are making more out of it than what it is.
Well, we have to have some.
Gizelle, Robin, because they want to hide their affairs and talk about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
are you talking about Robin again? You are messy.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay,
they're a team.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. And you can say the word was strong, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of shit can destroy your relationship if the other person ain't strong enough, to give in.
I mean, they did Wendy Osifo last year with Eddie. Eddie's was much more severe. They said that he got a woman pregnant and had an affair with a woman that worked with him. Mm-hmm. Remember? So, right. I mean, it's not that serious. We know how Gizelle and Robin are. Don't let it affect you. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah, no, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that part.
Let's see. I'm skipping over a lot of this. It is a lot. Gizelle showed her home renovations. Y'all are messy. Does the house look? Does the house look better, Perry?
Yeah, it do.
It does. We got to give her a little credit for that, huh?
I ain't gonna hate on the house like that. I joke around with it, but damn, that's a pretty good penny she can get for that house.
Yeah, so she really made a smart move, especially you as a developer. Thinking about it, she bought what do they call it, a tear down, and she built it up, and it's in the nice neighborhood. So you always told me buy in a nice neighborhood versus buying in a nice house. Why would you say that?
It keeps the value.
Oh, well, good. Okay. They talked about Karen and having this variety show, and they also talked about Gizelle and Robin being on a successful podcast, Reasonably Shady. I listened to this podcast. I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to tear anybody down. It's okay, but
they just trying to promote it. That's all.
Okay.
Ain't a damn thing great about that damn podcast.
Well, what do you think about Karen's variety show?
Ain't nothing great about that neither. No, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not going to flip flop on neither one of them. I just think, maybe they should go back to candles.
Gizelle kind of opened up about her surgery. She had a partial hysterectomy. And people were, she says, reaching out, saying how, what they went through and felt compassion for her. Listen, I don't want to be mean. Okay. I'm not trying to be mean at all. I had a complete hysterectomy. Ovaries gone, uterus gone. They took out some sweat glands. They took out a gallbladder. I was gutted. Wasn't I gutted, Perry? I'm being told that when you have a partial hysterectomy and you still have your ovaries, it's not as bad as what I went through, because you still have your ovaries, which produces hormones. This is what I was told. I don't know, but I get it. It's dramatic thing that happened to you. But
But you know what, Sharrell, that part too, like, and she was like, "Oh, I got all this support from all these people after all these years." Like these reality shows, it's like, out here showing the public this. It could have been a good learning lesson for women who have to make these choices. Like, if she could have talked about it more. I mean, and I get it, it's a personal thing, right? She's talking about everybody else's personal business. But I'm just saying, like, I ain't saying they had to be in the room with you, but going through the counseling or showcasing a little bit so women could see what this is all about, really.
Whoa, we're proud of Perry today, you guys, because we had the conversation here. I was talking to the chat, and I don't remember who said it, and someone was saying it's a new procedure that they go through you mean things like that, where you don't have to get gutted like I was.
Right. I mean, so you got to like learn from other people's experiences. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like you said, it's a scary thing going into it.
Yeah.
But to hear other people who experience it, I couldn't tell you what it's like.
Right.
But women, and I'm not saying get into deep detail about it. You know what I'm saying? But it could have been an open discussion, a welcoming discussion.
Yeah, you're
You know,
okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you credit. That's true. I guess women don't talk about it enough. It's a very serious surgery
right.
because taking anything out your body is serious, but especially your uterus, your woman parts, it is very, very
And
serious.
it
So,
also could have helped her, with other people who have went through it, encouraging her. You know what I'm saying? It's a fearful thing. I'm just saying it could have been more giving. But
yeah,
that's the thing.
you're
These
right
women,
about that.
yeah, she ain't trying to give a damn thing. She's just trying to take.
Oh, Perry, what is your hatred for Giselle? She can't even talk about her damn surgery. You wish she would have talked more about it
You don't talk
and
about
make it a
anything,
teaching tool.
Sharrell, but everybody else's life on the show.
Okay. Um, you are messy. Let's talk about Mia's relationship with Peter. She claims that he's just a friend of Gordon's. Something's really sketchy about that relationship. I don't know what it is. No, it just doesn't feel right. Does it feel right to you?
I mean, they got like
Some,
these kind of open relationships. Yeah, in my opinion, Peter don't tap that. That's all. And we'll just keep moving with that.
what time is it? Okay, I want to bring up the colorism thing because now we got more people in the room and it needs to be talked about. Okay, so Carlos King is driving me bananas. He's driving me bananas by micromanaging the Bravo women, the
Hmm.
Andy's franchise. Okay, I don't understand it, but he came out about the colorist situation. This is what he had to say.
Very angry, and I'm very disappointed with what was displayed on the Real Housewives of Potomac Part 2 reunion. I am disgusted. And what I saw displayed on that stage tonight was some. How dare you sit up here and give a topic of colorism 2 minutes to a cast full of Black women? Let's be clear. This program is watched by Black viewers. We are invested in the ladies, and we're invested in this program. I'm pissed. I was so disgusted, disappointed. And Gizelle, how dare you say, okay, finally we can move on. You are the granddaughter of a civil rights activist. Your name holds weight in the community of activism. How disrespectful, Gizelle, was that to your ancestors? To say, finally, we can move on from it and talk about something else. Talk about what?
Okay, go ahead, Perry.
I got to agree with him.
Okay, so I hate when I don't feel the way that the majority feels. Okay, so I'm gonna get tore up, but it's how I feel, and maybe somebody could teach me a lesson or make me see things different. First of all, I think they did right by not letting Andy micromanage the discussion because he will never understand.
That was right.
So
That was a good
I
choice.
thought that was good. They gave the floor to the cast members,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Candace says she doesn't think anybody on the cast is colorist, but the discussion needs to be had. If anybody dropped the ball, it would have been Wendy and Candace. That's how I feel about it. I feel that Gizelle and all the other light skin, they're never going to understand. They're never going to lead the subject. They're never going to give you the moral of the story. They're never going to do that because they don't understand. They don't get it. Also, too, I found out from our discussions on my panel is that it exists in every other race except for Caucasians. There's Chinese people. There's colorism. Did you know this? They don't want to be dark, and that they put skin lightener in their soaps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I think it's in probably every race or something. Yeah. Yeah.
I learned from Emmanuel. It's in the Hispanic community. So every other race faces colorism. Let me read this real quick. Hi, Perry and Sharrell. I agree, with Carlos King. He gives a great perspective as a producer. I think other producers can learn from his reviews. I love it. I don't. Oh, I wish I agreed. I know I'm going to get tore up. I don't understand why he's so heavily invested in the housewives. He talks about the
Okay. Look,
house.
look, Sherelle. That's your problem with Carlos King on this. I don't think it's what he actually said.
Mhm.
I think you feel like he should just manage his shows and don't worry about Andy. He He have a history with Andy. It's a battle. It's his competition.
Okay, we're bloggers. We
If
have competition.
if Andy had a way to throw some stuff at Carlos, he would.
So you're saying this is a personal vendetta that
Right.
Carlos King has?
But what he's saying, I agree with. I think that's the problem that you have. You're saying, well, basically, just go and do your own business.
Right.
We'll worry about your shows, not
Right.
somebody else's.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
he could be doing his own shows, but what Bravo do is also as his competition. So you still get to know what they're doing too.
All
If
right.
that makes sense.
So it bothers me. It really bothers me. Do you know any other producer who does this?
Well, I'm sure a lot of them probably do it. I think, I mean,
Like I talk about other bloggers all the time behind their back, but I'm not over in their chat giving my 2 cents. I just let that person run their show. But anyway, let's get back to the colorism thing. Colorism also exists in East European countries. Really? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I feel like he wanted Gizelle to rise above it all and really explain to people what this colors thing is, how it exists. It's not in people's head. That she was a victim of it too. She was being colorist towards Candace, and I just feel like Gizelle is never going to get it. I feel like if there was a time to get it, and you can't be mad at her. She doesn't get a lot of things in life. I don't understand the outrage that Carlos has in his heart, and everyone's going to tear me up. What's the outrage, Perry? Coming at
Well, no.
Gizelle.
Well, no, I mean, look, he's just saying, look, just acknowledge it, right? Like the conversation for one need to be over 2 minutes. And I get it,
But we
it's been,
sat here
it's been
and we've
discussion
talked about
and
colorism
Hmm?
over and over and over again.
Right.
And I learned some things in our conversations, but mostly people just hold their ground on how they feel.
Well, I know. Well, basically, if you're gonna have those conversations, you get to come in and be open to understand what somebody else is saying.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
2 minutes is not enough time.
Mhm,
Candace gave an example
mhm.
on how Robin is in everybody's damn face, but she never got the angry black woman syndrome. You notice that?
Mhm, mhm.
Now,
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're saying Candace was
Monique, remember Monique when she was on there?
mhm,
Everybody gets, oh yeah, she's an angry black woman.
mhm, mhm.
Candace do it or whatever.
But Candace also says she doesn't believe anyone on the show's colorist. And
Well,
but the discussion needs to be had. She said that.
right.
So she
Okay.
dropped the ball. That's what I think. Don't get mad at Gizelle. Get mad at Candace. Get mad at Wendy. The women that really had a chance to come forward and say what they've been through and how they feel. And they didn't do that. I don't
No, I mean,
blame Andy Cohen. I don't blame Gizelle. I blame Candace and Wendy. Do you get my point, what I'm trying to say?
you saying that they could have spoke up, but if you think about it, when Candace brung out the Robin thing, nobody said a word. Nobody wanted to take accountability. Yeah, you know what? Let's make this a discussion. Why isn't she looked at as a Monique?
She could have
Ashley came out and said, "Yeah, I do acknowledge it." I think most people just want people to acknowledge it, that it exists. And
No.
Candace might not, huh? Go ahead.
Carlos King wanted a deep conversation. He wanted everything that we've been whispering about all season to come to the forefront. And
Right.
Candace did not do that. I
Well,
just
I
feel
guess
like, or Wendy. Did Wendy even say anything? I can't remember.
no, I don't really
She
think so. I
barely
mean,
spoke about it.
it wasn't enough time for them to really get too deep into it.
No, they should have made the time and then they would have
Well,
edited around it.
okay.
But it wasn't even addressed. They did not bring it up. I feel that Andy handled it right, stepped out the picture, let the
Right.
cast talk about it, and they didn't want to talk about it. That's how I feel.
Because it should have been a longer conversation, maybe something, another show or something like that. But I just think, yeah, I mean, because it needed to be talked about, just because there's been allegations the whole season is, with
Well,
this
do you
show
get
to
what
just
I'm
come
saying?
out.
That Robin and Ashley and Gizelle, the light skinned women, will never understand. They don't see it. Does that make sense? They don't know. Do you think that they know damn well what they're doing?
Uh, I think they realized the privilege of being lighter.
Why didn't they say anything about it?
No, I mean, because a lot of people ain't gonna take accountability.
So I feel the cast dropped the ball, not just Gizelle. Nobody came forward and had a real conversation about it. And
No,
it
I'm saying I
exists.
can agree with that.
And it exists all over the world in all races,
Hmm.
except for, unless I'm wrong, the Caucasian race, because they're all lighter. That's what I'm
Hmm.
thinking. But did you know that it exists in like, what's my friend? What's Eka? What's her nationality? My
Oh,
friend Eka.
like Samoan or something like that.
Samoans,
Hmm.
Asians. Nobody wants to be the dark ones.
Right.
That's the conversation that should have been had.
Hmm.
What's so wrong with being dark? It's about the mentality that was taught, the Willie Lynch syndrome years ago, and how it still exists till this very day.
Right.
And for
Right.
anyone to say that it doesn't exist, and that's why I'm kind of mad at Candace. Why didn't she say, y'all been treating me like shit all season or all year? Why didn't she say that? Why didn't she
Yeah.
say,
I
remember
can't.
when this happened and you did this to me? Why didn't they say that?
She gave a good example, and then nobody, jumped into that conversation about why didn't Robin get the title Black Angry Woman Syndrome.
Yeah.
Nobody bid on it. So at a certain point, you can come up with 5 more examples. Ain't nobody gonna say shit. But yeah, we understand. Yeah, okay. Next,
So I
let's
think
let's
Bravo
move on.
handled it right. And I think Carlos King has misplaced anger. He should be mad at the entire cast. And what he's saying is, y'all finally got in the spotlight, a national spotlight. Millions of people are looking and watching and want to hear what you have to say, and you say nothing. That's how I interpret it.
Okay.
People were
Yeah.
going off. They were going off on Twitter.
Mhm. Yeah.
Ayana says, that's what I love about your show. We all have our opinions. We do. I'm going to get tore up today. I think with Carlos, it will be heard more than the viewers. Yeah, you're right. I agree. They see it. It is like putting the burden on Gizelle to talk about white privilege. Exactly. I don't think that you say that they see it and that they know about it, but no one knows what colorism is really like unless you're dark. Perry, you told me. Now you said the story, but way before we even knew. You
Right. Right.
said you were ridiculed on a daily basis.
Hmm.
And I really think that the light-skinned people don't get it
No, I get it.
unless
They just
they
think
are
I was
old.
less than because of my skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like anything else. It's just like women with their weight and stuff. They portray this certain thing. If you're not that image, and back when I was growing up, if you wasn't light skinned, then
Tell them how bad it gets.
it's bad.
Everything. It's everything. It gets really bad. You get it from the light-skinned blacks. You get it from the rest of the world. The first thing people used to call you, and this is your story telling me, was Blackie all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
So it
It-
exists. It's a serious problem. It's not only in the Black culture,
Mhm.
it's everywhere. But I don't think if you're light, if you're Caucasian, if you're light, you don't understand how bad it gets until you walk that walk. And that's the conversation I think Carlos King was looking for. You finally get a chance to take someone through your experience, and you don't.
And
And
I think too, as a producer, he's saying if you're gonna bring it up, don't just touch on it. Have a conversation. Don't just do it to say, "Oh well, we discussed it."
So let's have the conversation here. What are some things that you think is missing? Because we all know it exists. Do you think it's going to go away?
No, it never will. Just like racism will never go away. But I think when people have a clear understanding of it,
Mhm.
they might watch some of their behaviors, and some people will learn. Just say, you know what though? Let me kill that stereotype. Just because he's dark, don't mean he's stupid. It don't mean
That's right. Wait, back up. That's so true. People also think dark people are dumb. Why do they think that? That's
And then
true.
they-
That's
and they
very
think-
true.
They
Huh?
think you're criminals and thieves. Because
Ooh.
I've been in many jobs where I had good jobs,
Mhm.
but getting the elevator, just because of my skin complexion,
Yeah.
people like try to close it, get out, feel threatened.
They automatically think you're a criminal.
Yeah,
If you're a woman, they automatically think you're not as cute. It's
right.
We're being
Exactly.
real. We're
Right,
having
right,
the conversation Carlos
right.
King wanted us at. Colorism comes with a boatload of problems.
Hmm.
They treat the women as if the women are ugly. It's
Hmm.
true.
Hmm.
She could be so cute, but she'll get treated ugly just because of the color of her skin.
Hmm.
It's a sickness, disease that goes around the world, and it's subconsciously taught. It's subconsciously taught in people's behavior. And I like what you said, that people automatically think you're dumb.
Hmm.
It's true.
Well,
I love my melon. We age like fine wine. Yes, we do.
and I would just say this
Okay.
too, Sharrell. I think most oftentimes people of darker skin are mostly just overlooked. You would have to be like, I would have to jump rope twice as fast, probably
Mm,
as a light skinned person, to be noticed
mm,
or
mm,
to be taken seriously.
mm.
And I think with black women, guys that walk down the street,
Yeah. Chris Brown.
and see a darker shade woman than a light skinned woman would probably just, I mean, just in my opinion, just how I see it, like give this light skinned person more of a chance than the dark one unless that other person, can show a little bit more.
Mhm,
I'm not
mhm.
saying he wouldn't date them, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Did you hear about this party that Chris Brown just had when he told the people at the door he didn't want any dark skinned women in? He only wanted the light skinned
No,
women in.
I didn't hear that.
It just happened within the last 2 weeks.
Mm,
You automatically get treated
right.
differently.
Hmm.
You get treated ugly. You get treated like you're dumb.
Hmm.
No one wants to hear what you have to say. It's a sickness that is just a part of our society. And you're right. I don't think it's ever going to go away. And we could tell a light skinned person till we're blue in the face what we go through and how traumatizing it is. It's trauma.
Hmm.
It's trauma. And they'll claim that they understand, but they won't understand. So I we hear a dark person's pain and know exactly what they're going through. And a lot of people keep saying, well, Sharrell, you don't get it, you get it. I get it to the best of my ability, I think. So, it's just a sickness. That's fake HR tactics. Give a non-safe space, knowing Gizelle is a favorite to make Candace and Wendy carry the conversation. Uh, do you think other people should have carried the conversation? I I feel that they should have. Please understand me, Sean, because they know. They know. Why didn't I don't expect Wendy, I don't expect Candace, or I'm sorry, I don't expect Giselle to stand up and talk about it. I don't think she understands. I don't know. We're gonna have a serious conversation. This is gonna be bad. Um, Perry, what do you think? Should we never
Look,
carry the weight, make Wendy and
we can't say the dark ones should just come out here and just say, why ain't they carrying the conversation? Because, yeah, they could be saying, hey, this is how I'm being treated, alleging that the lighter women are doing it.
Mhm.
But the lighter women are being accused of it. Why can't they speak and say, hey, you know what? I don't want you to feel that it's this way, whatever, to have a
Okay,
discussion about it.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. Thank you, Sean. You're right. You're saying, because I'm saying they're not going to understand that experience. Fine, got it. But just acknowledge it. Just
Have,
acknowledge.
have the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
And it's just like with racism, the same thing.
Mhm.
I know I don't want to get too off the map, but I think when you hang around different, you know, um,
Racist?
yeah, races, that when you get to know people, you start to overlook the color and just look at them as a human. And
Right.
if you always using a color
Yeah.
as your reasoning,
Mhm.
racism will always be here. Colorism will always be here. You know what I'm saying? But just to start to learn and understand that we all here as humans. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Perry, you just taught me something. Um, just acknowledge it.
Hmm.
Don't act like it's made up in somebody's head or it's not that bad. You could be a light-skinned person and acknowledge, yes, this does happen.
It
I
ain't
get it.
it ain't nothing worse when somebody knock down your feelings.
Yeah.
They ain't got to understand it, and your feelings really might not be legit to them, but those are your feelings, Cheryl. Talk about it, and then now I know how to better handle you. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah, you did a better
Yeah.
job than Giselle and them. I remember when my son was born, my grandmother checked his ears and toes to see how light he will become. Now that's something everybody do in the Black community.
Hmm.
So when you're born, your ears will be the color of your skin that you're going to be as you go through life. So, but all babies come out a little bit lighter or a little bit darker because my son's I just had a grandson December 5th, and he came out really dark, but he had these light ears, and he's just lightening up. That's what we do, Black people. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Oh God, I went longer than I thought. Okay, Ashley. Okay, called out. Yeah, Andy mentioned. Okay, let's talk about Jacqueline. Harry, what is Mia's problem? Why would you do your friend like this? It
Mia,
makes no
Mia
sense.
is all about Mia.
What does that
Unappreciative.
mean?
Okay, just a selfish person.
Mm.
This girl family. Now she acknowledged the mother. Oh, but she'll say the girl didn't do shit for her. If the girl wouldn't have brung her home, her mother wouldn't have helped her. Like brung her in. But
Mhm.
you get selfish people. That's why everything's about her right now. My shop, my this. You know, it's that stripper
So
mentality
here's
where
the
you want to be the
thing
best stripper in town, huh?
that I've noticed, and you tell me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Perry, you're a very generous person. Very generous. I think you're born kind. Money's no problem to you. You'll give somebody, I don't know, money in a minute. And they never appreciate it.
Mhm.
Mia was taken in by Jacqueline's family and
Mhm.
showing absolutely no appreciation. And it seems to be a pattern with a lot of people that you try to help. Does
Yeah.
that mean that you stop helping people? And why is there no appreciation when someone helps you from the bottom of their heart?
It's a human trait. You have
Mm,
selfish ass
mm,
people that don't give a damn about nothing. That's unappreciative. So nothing changes. No, no. I mean, you don't stop helping others. You just be more cautious. Cause like right now, I might get burned again tomorrow, but I'm more cautious before I go and help now. But then what
Then what's the point of helping people if they're going to burn you every time?
well, I know, I get it. But I think oftentimes you do it at the kindness of your heart. It makes you feel better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I'm
It's
getting
weird.
very jaded. I don't want
Mhm.
to help anybody anymore, do anything because it's a repeated pattern in people.
Mhm.
It's no telling where Mia would have been if that family didn't take her in. And this is how you thank them? You tried to embarrass Jacqueline. You tried to tear her down. You told her deepest secrets. Man, I believe that she was with a married man or is or was, whatever. But you
Uh-huh.
don't go tell millions of people because
Right.
there's a camera here. So it's not just in front of a couple people. You tell the world. I do not like Mia whatsoever. I think her treatment of Jacqueline was just disgusting. And it just shows a pattern for me how people don't appreciate things. I mean, have you had anybody ever appreciate you helping? Perry, you've helped people with channels. You've when you've helped people not lose their home to foreclosure.
Mhm.
You've given so much money you've lost count. You gave one guy $14,000 to help him start his YouTube channel, and did he give a damn?
Yeah, but I would say this.
$14,000, and he
Sure.
hates you today as if you were his worst enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. It is people that have appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I can't say not everybody.
Name me one person.
I can't really name them. I'm just
Diva,
saying,
diva.
Sharrell.
There are people. Diva's cool.
Yeah, no, no. I'm just saying. Typically, it's, no. You know, the the people that is appreciative when you help them, you you just move on,
Mhm.
right? But the people that you remember is the people who burnt you.
Gotcha.
That's why it's like
Gotcha.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm hoping that they bring Jacqueline on as a full-time cast member or a friend of the show. She needs to come back. My heart is bleeding for her. I do not like Mia whatsoever. I still want Mia back. I want to see her struggle because you're broke and poor and you're a liar. And I want to
Mhm.
see how you perform in front of the world now that we all know you're a liar.
She don't have any morals. And I mean, because like with Pepper like that, like she came out and dropped all her personal dirt on how she slept with married men. she slid up and down the pole. I mean, I guess you could tell the story, but then now she want to throw her friend under the bus. She don't want to be the only tramp.
Oh my God.
So now she's gonna throw somebody else dirt out to try to balance hers out later.
Yo, oh, I can't with Perry.
No, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just weird. The whole show is like that. Like, you know, she up there, you know, and see no morals, and she don't know who ass to kiss. She's still trying to kiss Giselle's ass.
Oh, yeah, Mia is. She seems to be nicer to Gizelle and Robin than she is her homegirl of so many years.
Yeah.
Houston Foodie
Giselle
says,
just called her a thief last week.
yeah, and she's not friends with Karen at all anymore. And she came on the show as a friend to Karen. It says Mia, Ashley, and Karen spoke up. Everybody wants Gizelle and Robin's. I know I twisted that. So let me tell you why I read funny, you guys. I don't know if I'm dyslexic or what, but it's been there my whole life. I twist numbers in my head or phrases in my head. I don't know. I've lived with it my whole life. I didn't even know it was a name for it till someone said, "Oh, sure, I think you're dyslexic." So I turn things around. So if you're following me and you're reading and as I'm reading, I'll flip it. Wants Robin and Giselle's head when they are just trying to defend themselves. What do you think? Do you think that the girls go after? No, the girls make Robin and Gizelle a target? No, I don't. I'm sorry, Houston Foodie. I don't see it.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think at a certain point, all of them make each other a target. Just keep it real. But these two is basically that's their whole storyline.
Yeah. I want to take as many calls as I can because we got to talk about these serious issues. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything important. No, I'm sorry. I feel like they're going to bring Charisse on part 3, and Charisse is going to go after Karen. I think Karen really has not been touched these first 2 episodes. And as far as her variety show,
Yeah, let's keep it real now. I mean, you know, I like Karen.
so what are you gonna say? I'm gonna say I'm not too impressed. But anyway,
It's
I
whack.
love Karen. You're the classiest person
Yeah.
on the show. We talked about the surgery. We talked about Wendy's. Oh, Wendy's. Do you think Wendy handled having a drink thrown in her face properly? Because she says she's disgraced and she's upset, but she also said she wanted to leave her alone. She keeps bringing it up. What are your thoughts on that really quickly?
I think that she handled it right. I mean, because at the end of the day, we all can just lose it and go 110. But I think she's married. She got a family, got kids, have jobs, and have a reputation that you don't want it to get out there. So I think that she tried to protect herself the best way she could.
Exactly. Yeah. I understand people saying that Wendy's confusing them. So she asks for forgiveness. She says she's going to leave it alone. And then she always says, but I was the victim. I get that. But I think Wendy has too much to lose. I think she's handling everything just
and obviously Mia don't have anything.
You are messy.
No, I mean, what does she have to lose?
Well, yeah.
What does she have to lose? The only thing she can lose that probably hurt her right now is being a housewife.
Yeah.
And if she lost that, then she won't have those rentals no more.
Hi,
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
Well, what's up? What's up?
I want us to have a real conversation. So let me try to get as many people on here as we can. Hi, Asatu.
Hey, Sharrell, I'm gonna go and grab me some more water.
How are you?
Okay.
You hear me?
Fine. Well, we got everyone up here. Where's
Sharrell, I'm gonna go and grab some more water. I'll be back.
Okay. Let's start out with the hard conversation, y'all, about this Carlos King being so upset. I want to start with AJ because you know I love to start with AJ.
Hey.
What do you think about how Andy Cohen handled the colorism situation, and how do you think? What are your thoughts on it?
Okay. Oh, what was that? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone go on mute. Everyone go on
Okay.
mute. Someone has something in the
Sorry.
background. Go ahead.
Yes, basically, I thought that Carlos was he had a point. He had a little bit of a point. You know, I'm a bit of a I tend to read him now and again, but he has a bit of a point. I agree. They should have like done like a special or something like that
A
to talk
special
about like, instead of like make part four, is it part four, part three?
year
Just
three. Yeah, two, three.
yeah, with the Robin interview, which everyone has watched anyway, and Watch What Happens Live. We already watched that. So maybe trim it that a little bit and squeeze it in there on that segment, or maybe just dedicate a whole like show, like a whole
What do you think should have been
episode.
said that hasn't already been said? What do you think was missing? It was
Well, you
very
know what
short.
they could do? Well, I remember like years and years ago, I don't know if you remember, but in Beverly Hills, when Russell committed suicide, and what do they all do? They wanted to film it on camera, and they went over to, was it Lisa Vanderpump's house somewhere? And they did a special where they talked about it, and it was an hour special about that and awareness. Maybe they could do something like that where they bring
Smoke, what do
awareness
you
to
think
it.
about what AJ is saying? Do you think it wasn't paid enough attention?
It wasn't paid enough attention, but also I kind of, Sharrell, you might get dragged in a tasteful way by me today, but
I know I'm gonna get dragged. Go ahead.
you basically put the onus on Wendy and Candace to
Right,
basically lead the conversation. But if
right.
they are, look at how they treated Wendy when she opened up and admitted how she felt after Mia threw that drink at her and tossed her purse, is completely swept under the rug. And of course, gizzard neck Gizelle had to act like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're raising 3 Black women in your household. So I don't think you're that dumb where you could not understand the points that Candace was making on this topic. And honestly, I do agree with AJ. They should have had a moderator like a Nina Parker or a Joyce Reed from MSNBC, because she's a part of the NBC family. She could
Oh,
have led that
yeah.
template to have
Mhm.
that conversation, because the only one that I felt was really honest in that conversation and owned up to things were Karen and Ashley about
Mhm.
the privilege that they have as light-skinned women in the Black community.
Okay, you said I put the
Mm.
blame, I put the responsibility on Wendy and Candace to start the conversation. I feel that they should
As
because
it should have been.
that's their experience. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
You were right.
But Sharrell,
um,
how can they lead a topic if people are not receptive to what they say or their experience on the show in the group dynamic? Then
but
what?
who should have led the conversation then?
That's the
Gizelle?
difference. Candace tried to lead, right?
Mhm.
When
Right.
she gave a good
And she
example.
failed.
Well, no.
Gail,
Okay, no, but you're gonna always fail if nobody respond to what you put out there. Nobody told us what was the difference between Robin and everybody face and not getting that title of angry Black woman. And once
But
you know somebody ain't gonna be receptive
how do
and
you know,
responsive,
Perry, if you don't bring it up?
Candace did.
She
Mm,
did.
Everybody,
Gizelle, can I
when
Yeah, go
she
ahead,
said
Nina. Jump
that
in.
please let me
I
jump
want
in.
it was
everybody to jump
crickets.
in. Go
It
Okay,
ahead,
was
Nina.
crickets.
only reason I want to jump in is because I'm at work and I've been itching and waiting to come on your show today and talk about this. Candace failed. She dropped the ball, and I'm gonna tell you why she dropped the ball. Her and Wendy dropped the ball together. When Ashley said that dumb, okay, I recognize, or what was the word that she used, that we do have some privileges. Nah, it's 5 women besides Wendy and Candace that's light skinned.
Mhm,
It's 5 against 2.
mhm,
When Wendy and Candace should have said everything that they had went through, and Candace went through it too. She just don't want to acknowledge it
mhm,
because she's married to a white man.
mm,
She went through it
mm,
too. She thinks she got
Mhm.
certain privileges because she's married to a white man. That's how she dropped the ball. But Ashley, you said what you said. I acknowledge that I have certain privileges, but you got them inside that group. Y'all all get together and look what happened to Wendy. Wendy
Mhm.
Osefo, you dropped the ball. You should have said, when she said to Mia, you assaulted me, I would have handed her some damn papers to prove that you assaulted me. I would have took out a warrant against that heifer.
You,
And and
well,
and I
yeah.
want say,
Mm.
and then I want to say this one last thing.
That's
What
so
I want to say this
true.
one.
Go
Yes,
ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
true. How
It's
many
so
times did
true.
Wendy say you assaulted me and you ain't
Uh-huh.
got no papers to back it up? So you might as well
Mhm.
be quiet.
It's on
You let
camera
that
for the
woman sit
world
up
to
there
see,
and
Nina.
assault you.
It's on
But don't you
camera.
get what
Girl,
she's
you
saying?
need some
Why
counseling.
Yeah, it's on camera.
didn't Wendy push the issue? Why
Don't
didn't
they
she?
don't they have a clause in their
Cause
contract
she
they can't
called
sue their castmates? So basically, if
she
they don't have it where they can't sue each other.
She could have
Mm.
pushed the issue
no, they
a
can
little
sue. They can
further.
sue.
No, they can't. I don't think they
No,
They
can.
can't. They
She
can't.
didn't
yeah, they can't.
but she didn't sue. Wendy didn't sue because she wants to be a part of the group. How many times did she say that last night? She wanted to be a part of the group. That's what makes colorism
No, she
so
said she
hard
wanted to, the reason why
to
she forgave Mia is
talk
because they
about
wanted to move
amongst
forward with
what
the
she,
group together. That's
Yeah,
why she said
she
that.
forgave Mia. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Because she wanted the
for
group to move
that's the
forward
same thing.
together.
Yeah,
That's
together,
just what
yeah.
I said. She wanted. Wait a minute. But that's just what I said. She wanted to be a part of the group. That's the same thing. But this is what I want to talk about, Mia. You liar, you pants on fire. I can't wait for part 3. Yeah, Karen gonna get it from Sharice, but Mia gonna get it from old girl. She get ready to lay the pipe on her, and I
Let me
cannot wait for
ask you
part
this,
3.
Nina. I know
It was
you're at work.
that was good, and I'm glad it's going to be 90 minutes.
Nina, why is Mia not showing appreciation to Jacqueline
Can,
and her
can,
family?
yeah,
Mm. Ungrateful.
cause
Why?
she's
Why?
old heifer. She's an
Jealousy.
old
She's afraid of
heifer.
what
She's an
Jacqueline knows
old
and what she'll
heifer. She's
unleash. That's
ungrateful.
why.
She's no, no. She ain't afraid. She ain't
I
No.
afraid
think
of
she
what, because she
is.
thinks she got some leverage. Cause she been on that show longer than Jacqueline. Both
Mhm.
of
But
them
I
got
think
receipts.
Jacqueline actually has
They
more
both came
damaging
out with the box.
information that I don't
Now,
think we
make
truly
that make
know
sense.
the
I
extent to
gotta
what
go.
Mia
I
has
Hold on.
love
done.
I
y'all.
think
I
she's
gotta
on a
go.
delay.
Drop me,
Smoke. Hold on.
Sharrell.
Oh, Nina. Oh, Nina, you're going.
Bye,
Hey,
Nina.
can I
You
step
gotta
in,
go,
Sharrell?
Nina.
Yeah, she said she had to go. She at work.
Oh.
I want to hear what she said. This
Yeah.
is some
What
good
an
stuff,
interesting.
Smoke. Like, I don't know what Mia's problem is. I don't. Can
She's
somebody tell
unhinged,
me?
like Jacqueline said. Like Mia is not screwed right. Like the elevator doesn't go to all the floors in her mind.
Let me read this one. I wish there was a comparison between Robin's filming, egging on Wendy, and the Shanquilla Robinson case. Oh, wow.
Mm.
Look at how they treated Wendy in the moment. I got one more. Hold on.
Yeah.
Bravo and Andy are full of it. They don't want to address this issue, just like they didn't want to address the racism on Rona. The forum was fake. Ooh, everybody
Mm.
said that the conversation wasn't good enough. Me and Smoke go
No,
back
it
and forth.
wasn't.
It
I
wasn't.
feel that, yes, Smoke. I feel that Wendy and Candace dropped the ball. I got one more. During the summer of 2020, when Black Lives Matter was marching in many cities and racism was an open conversation, Bravo ran the slogan, a movement, not a moment. Last night, there wasn't even a moment.
Come on now.
Exactly.
Disgusting.
Come
Okay,
on
so
now.
what
Can
are
I
they?
touch this, Sharrell?
Yeah, hold on one more
Really?
second, Don. We don't know if they pushed or not because they filmed from 8 to 10 p.m. Right, that's true. And they cut it in 3 hours. That's true. Okay, go ahead, Don. The floor is yours.
I don't put this, and I'm not an Andy fan. I
Mhm.
don't put this on Andy. I put this on the other executive producers, the showrunner of Real Housewives of Potomac.
Hmm.
He had the authority to go into the editing room and say, we need more conversation for
Oh,
this. And he did not. He allowed that 2-minute conversation. Yes, they needed someone to moderate that section, i.e., someone said, Nina, this was also a good point to bring in Ebony K. Williams.
Hmm.
She's already in the Bravo family. She has a degree in Black Studies. I'm pretty sure she is fully aware of colorism. She
Yeah.
would have been a good person to host this particular segment within that show. Andy should have been off of that and allowed at least a 30-minute topic to happen.
And she's
Um,
nice.
at
Yeah.
least. But and you cannot, This is like sounding like racism when you blame the black people for
Mm,
being treated
mm,
unfairly.
mm.
You can never blame the victim for
True.
being a victim.
That's so very true.
It
You're
is
right.
always the person in power to say, I treated you wrong. So that was the point. That was the moment for Gizelle, for Robin to say, I see what you're saying. I see the difference in how we treated Monique
Got
and
it.
how we treated Mia.
I
Mm.
agree.
Giselle did not want to even speak to it.
Nope.
At the end of that segment, she said, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
She
get it.
Robin,
Okay,
she
okay, Peggy,
Robin
I
is a
get it.
white woman.
she has brown daughters
Mhm.
who
Hmm.
That's true.
will go
Yeah.
through colorism in their life.
Yeah,
They will.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
And
And
yeah.
are they going to feel comfortable enough going to their mother who just said on national TV, I'm glad this topic is over because
Uh-huh.
you don't want to deal with the fact that you don't like Wendy.
Mm,
She is
Mm.
pathetic.
mm.
And everything she puts out, she's going to get back.
Thank you so much, Don. I get it.
Well
When
said.
you're not, when you have to acknowledge it when you're a lighter person. You have to acknowledge it. Don't brush it off. Don't act like it's not a big deal. Listen to the person that is going through it. Is that what I'm missing here,
Yeah,
Don?
yeah, you have to listen to it. And you know,
Mhm.
when Candace said she doesn't think that they are colorist, however, they are the personification of the behavior. Is on this show. Is
Therefore, what you're saying is the responsibility wasn't on Wendy and Candace, it was on the light skinned girls to acknowledge it.
absolutely like Karen did.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley
Mhm.
did
And
too.
Ashley.
Ashley did too.
Mm.
Hmm.
She
Yeah.
said, I recognize my privilege.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giselle didn't
Hmm.
even want to acknowledge, she didn't even want to talk during this topic. Now, I want to speak to Carlos.
Mm.
Carlos loves Giselle. He called her Giselle Kobe Bryant.
Mhm.
He's in her top 10 housewives of all time.
Mm.
For him to get up there and cry on his YouTube yesterday was laughable. She
Mhm.
has been the same person since day one,
Mm.
scene one, season one.
Mhm.
She's been the same person. So she's your top
Mm.
10. She's your producer of the show. So why now? Why now do you care about what she says, what she doesn't recognize? You're her friend.
Mm.
You should have called her. You should have told her this, you know, years ago, but you didn't.
So do
But
you think it was revenge motivated because he doesn't like Andy?
No,
mm,
I don't know. Andy had nothing. I don't blame this Andy at all because that executive producer of that show, the showrunner, is black. He could have changed that.
but
Carlos is
also
talking to that showrunner.
but also
Who
Don, he watches the footage of every episode before it actually goes on air. So he sees it before we do.
who Andy?
So he
Yeah,
says.
like
Yeah,
he's an
Andy.
executive. They see
Andy
it before.
does.
Yeah,
Andy
all of them
does.
do.
That's what I'm saying. All of them do. And that showrunner could have very well said, "This needs to be longer."
Wow,
There's
that's
no way. I just want to say, there's no way Andy Cohen sit down watches the whole episode of each episode of his
That I agree with
franchises.
too.
He
Yeah.
don't do that. He's got babies now, and he's got a radio show, and dates and stuff, and
Then he
he
should stop
hasn't got
hosting the
time for that.
reunions. Then if he's not gonna look out for
there you
every
go.
minute
Yeah,
detail of
yeah.
the shows and really be
He's
Yeah.
prepared when
probably
the
having
reunion
his
comes.
assistant watching it.
Asitu, you live
Oh,
in France. Is there colorism over there?
Yeah.
oh yes.
Yes, there
And
is. Yes, of course there is. Yes, of course. Especially, sorry, my black man, but it's especially coming from y'all, unfortunately. It's not
Huh?
as flagrant as, yes, it's not as hard as it seems to be in the US, but it definitely exists. That I will say. AJ, you probably saw the hashtag everything is black but our woman. or something like that.
Oh, wait, what?
And so I think it was, yes, they did something like that in like 2015. Black dudes in France. Tout est noir sauf nos meufs. It was
Wow.
coming from France. Yes, that's terrible.
Wow.
So it definitely still exists. And the worst thing is that since some of them are colorist toward hers, it gives a pass to other races to disrespect us. That's the biggest issue I have with some black men in France. But when it comes to women, it is existing too, but it's not as instant. Oh, sorry, I'm losing my word. It's not as systemic as it is in the US. You know what I mean? It's not as systemic. It's
I get
basic
it.
insults on life, but it's not as institutionalized. Institutionalized. I don't know how to say in English correctly. Thank you.
Yeah, you said
It's not
institutionalized.
as
It's not
institutionalized,
systematic.
but
It's
Yeah.
not prevalent.
Yeah. Wow.
voila. So it's definitely going on. So I kind of see the colorism in the Potomac. I didn't see it till maybe season 6. I took a time to catch it, and I don't think it's right. Sorry, Sharrell, I have to drag you a little bit. I don't think it's fair to us to have the dark skinned black
Right.
woman and brown skinned black woman to hold the entire responsibility to have the conversation. I don't think it was Candy's role to lead the discussion. Somebody neutral should have been here to mediate the entire thing, because since it's coming from Candy's, I don't think that Gizelle is receiving it well. Maybe if it came from somebody else, somebody that she doesn't know, she might have been more able to listen.
This is a hard question. I'm gonna pose it to Dawn and Smoke. Why is Gizelle so dismissive of the color thing?
Can I take this right quick, please?
Go ahead.
I think Gizelle doesn't like Wendy specifically because Wendy is her sans. Meaning,
is her what? Pardon me?
Her sans. Meaning Giselle's an AKA, Wendy's an AKA. Wendy is younger than Gizelle. Gizelle wanted Wendy to come in and be beholden unto Gizelle. Like, you're my big sister in this sorority. Let me kiss your butt because you're my big sis in the sorority. Let me do what you tell me to do. Like, Gizelle was still her.
Wait, hold on. You're saying Gizelle wants Wendy to act like Robin?
No, wanted her to be okay. So in Greek life,
Sweetie,
and like in Greek life, you want the people who crossed under you to always respect you with the utmost respect.
Right.
You can't cross me, period. And I think the fact that Wendy crossed her, really put a bad taste in Giselle's mouth. Secondly,
secondly,
Gizelle, the women who Jamal cheated on Gizelle with,
were darker.
all 4 of them allegedly look exactly like Wendy. All of them are dark-skinned women.
Oh, okay, Dawn.
And not only that, Sharrell, the pattern. Look at Sharrell's pattern of the women she's had the most disdain for. First, it was Monique Samuels. Then it was Dr. Wendy Osefo. Now it is Candace Dillard Bastard. And the 3 things that all those women have in common is they're married to men that love them. They have the house. They have the life that Gizelle felt so accustomed to or thought she was entitled to because of how she looked and how she was bred in this world. And when Jamal Bryan did her the way he did, slung her through the mud, and she lost her damn mind, she just has it for any woman, to me, that is according to Don, allegedly look like the mistresses of Jamal. So she's always going to have it for them because she feels like because of how she is and her green eyes and her light skin that she should be at a certain place in life, and she's not, and she will never have that man by her side to give her everything that she wants. So she's jealous of those 3 women because they have everything that she has always wanted and she will never get.
That is deep.
That would explain why that she's friends with Charisse.
She's not friends with Charisse. She just wants Charisse to
No.
go after her.
Let me take a couple more calls and then we can finish the conversation. Bravo forced Portia to go to anger management so she can keep her job, yet they failed to recommend the same thing to Robin Bryant.
Oh.
And the fraudster Mia. Also, the dwindling uterus comment was hilarious. It was hilarious.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't me. Candace and Wendy made this a
It
topic.
wasn't
That
that I
is
wasn't
why
mad
it
at
is
it.
their response to lead the conversation. Honestly, all housewives fight on all the franchises.
That's true.
They
Addicted
do,
to
but that
Love.
was a good point. Yeah, that was a good point. You're right. The Porsche had to go to anger management. Now, Teresa flipped the table. Ramona
Knock
Singer
Andy
threw a
down.
glass at someone's face. And we've got other trouble. What else happened in New York? A lot of things happened, which
And let
they
me
never been
let this person
demoted.
speak, and then we can get deep in our conversations. Addicted to Love, sound off.
Yes, Cheryl. Thanks for letting me in the show. I am wondering why we are not talking about the reverse colorism that you are guilty of.
Okay,
Huh?
what did I do? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just last year, I forgot what we were talking about, but because my opinion was counter to the majority of the panel, you questioned my blackness.
What did I say?
You asked me if I were black.
I did.
Yes, you did.
And then what happened?
And the panel members were like, why would you ask her that? And you said, I'm sorry, but you still were, you know, rude and dismissive to me because you thought I was a white woman.
Okay.
But it has
I don't
nothing to do
remember
with
the
shade.
conversation.
Maybe
I don't
What was the
remember the
topic?
conversation. But let me
I'm
say
sorry.
this.
People are talking over each other. I can't hear.
No, I said I don't remember the conversation, but I don't ever mean to be dismissive. So if I did do that, I apologize. But today something really hit home with Perry and Don and Smoke when they were saying that you have to be acknowledged. No one wants to be dismissive. So if I did that to you, I do apologize. And if I am being a hypocrite, I apologize for that too. But this is a conversation that I've had a lot of times. And each time I have the conversation, it's like for the first time, I learned something new every time we have this conversation. And that's why it's important. So what did you do when I dismissed you? Did you get mad at me?
Oh, I didn't get mad because I'm secure in my blackness. But I am glad that we are talking about this because, and it needs more discussion. I thought that the treatment that they gave the conversation on episode 2 of the reunion they might as well have not had it because this is very deep rooted. There is, colorism on both sides. If you are a light-skinned person or if you are a dark-skinned person, because I can't tell you how many times I have had people in my own community attack me.
Are you light or dark?
I'm light.
Okay. Oh.
But you can very well tell that I'm a black woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, what were you getting attacked for? For being colorist?
No, I once had a high school classmate look at me and told me I was not a normal nigga.
Oh.
And I to this day that still bothers me because my entire life I have been black, love being black, and have had no other experiences except being black.
Let me ask you this. Didn't Robin say she experienced the same thing?
She probably did. I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm just saying, as much as it happens to our chocolate beauties and our deeper skin toned women, it happens to light skinned women as well. So it's something that needs a lot of discussion because there is mistreatment no matter what side of the color spectrum you may find yourself on.
Don, what do you think about what she's saying? Because I'm dark. I consider myself dark. Do you think that they get it on the other side, Don?
I think that's prejudice. I don't think that's colorism.
Hmm.
Now
From within your own community?
I'm going to get beat up for that because the factual definition of colorism is a discrimination against individuals with dark skin tone, typically among people in the same ethnic or racial group. So what I do think is that is a prejudice or ignorance, but colorism is usually, or any type of ism, is when you exert power because of your privilege. Period.
Well, I see a lot of the lighter people. They feel that they also get attacked. Let me read this really quickly. You guys act like Wendy and Candace have not shown violent outbursts on the show. Wendy was so aggressive towards Gizelle.
That wasn't
Was she-
violent.
When you
was
come
she-
after someone's husband, how do you expect them to react? To like,
but-
tap you
but
on the
Smoke,
hand and
I
pull you
want you
aside?
to address Addicted to Love.
Thank you
Do
very
the
much.
light-skinned people get it too?
They do, but I do agree with what the Don was saying. I do personally do not believe it's colorism. I do believe it could be discriminatory and prejudice that is happening in those spaces where you have
But
different
what if
shades of
your
black
own
people.
people are treating you like that?
Can I add something to that? Excuse me.
Sure. Welcome, Teddy. He's a new person. Go ahead. Sound off, Teddy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. About this colorism thing, I just wanted to say that I don't believe that light-skinned people are victims of colorism. According to me, what they experience is maybe dark-skinned people assume that this light-skinned person is thinking that they are better than the others because they're light-skinned. So they project what they think onto that person without it being necessarily true.
But isn't
And
that still
because of
colorism?
that-
I'm treating you a certain way because of the color of your skin?
Yes.
Teddy,
Well, maybe, excuse me, my English isn't that well, but maybe this is what I think. I think that a light-skinned person who is being treated badly by a darker skinned person is being treated that way because, in my opinion, the darker skinned person assumes that the light skinned person thinks he or she is better than anyone else without that person even giving any reason for him to believe that.
Well, that's the same thing that the dark-skinned person is experiencing. So what she's saying is she gets accused of thinking and acting a certain way before she opens her mouth just because she's light-skinned. Same thing, right?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, explained like that, yes, it's the same thing.
Go ahead, Asatu.
Yes, I just wanted to tell the lady that I might get hit for that, but I do think that light-skinned people can be victim of colorism. I just think that it's not as damaging as it is for darker skinned black people. But I do know that you have your experience, and I'm not denying it. I just feel that when it comes to you,
I'm just
maybe
saying
there
it
is a
happens.
minority of darker. Yes,
Addicted
it
to Love.
happens, of course. But when it comes to you, I just feel that I just feel that when you are a victim of this, most often it's coming from darker skinned black women. But when it comes to dark skinned black women, like we get it from everyone. That's the way I feel in my personal experience.
I just want to let you know that your statement just marginalized my experience. And I don't like that.
No, it didn't. I know
No.
Let her finish. Go ahead. Go ahead, Addicted.
But it
I
hurts
was done.
no matter who
That
is
was
on
so
the receiving
arrogant.
end of it. It hurts no
Asatu's
matter
on a delay. She's
who is
calling
on
from France, so we got to give her time to hear it. Go ahead, Addicted. Just know that she's on a delay. Finish. You're saying that she made it worse. Why?
I'm just saying because she is minimizing my experience. And I'm just saying that it is hurtful no matter if you are a dark-skinned person or a light-skinned person. And to say that light-skinned people do not get it as bad, that is marginalizing my experience.
What do you
And
have to
it's
say to
even
that, Asatu? She's saying you're not even acknowledging her, and you're saying, well, we get it worse, but you have to acknowledge that she experiences the
I
same.
do. That's why I said that I acknowledge your experience. I even said that I acknowledge the fact that you can be a victim of colorism. What I am saying is that when you get it, you don't get it from everyone, like the darker skinned people get it. You still have some
Yeah.
privileges. That's all I'm
You
saying.
can't say that.
I think you cannot say that because you don't know the sum total of my experience or other light-skinned people. So to make that canned statement is improper.
Can I ask a
Excuse
question,
me.
I do
Sharrell?
have like.
Can I ask a
Can I
question?
Hold on,
can I
everybody, hold on.
elaborate?
Asatu, you're on a delay. Hold on one
Yes.
second.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Don.
I just think it was extremely passive to say "excusez-moi" to her like that. That was
I didn't
extremely
say
passive.
excusez-moi. I said pardonnez-moi, meaning pardon me.
Pardonnez-moi. That was
Ah.
passive.
Okay.
That was
She's
passive.
How is that
Let's just
passive? She's French. I
and I
speak a little
caught
bit
it.
of it. I'm just
And
trying
I
to
I
be
did not
caught it.
hear it.
I caught what you were doing.
Okay, hold on, everybody.
I
Let him.
caught what you were doing.
Mm.
And now I want to say
You
this.
caught something that was not
Well,
even
Sharrell,
wrong.
can we
Okay?
get back to Housewives?
Everybody hold
Now I
on.
want to
You
now I want
caught
to say this.
something that
Can
was
Everybody
black
not
stop.
even
people
Everybody
I'll
wrong.
go on
stop.
mute.
Stop. Everybody stop.
Can black people be racist against white people?
What?
No.
Say
Let
what?
Teddy, hold on, Teddy, you jump in. What were you gonna say?
Okay, about housewives, I wanted to say 3 things about housewives. First of all, these points are concerning Gizelle. First of all, Gizelle is from a family of the civil right movement.
Yes.
And I was very disappointed. Yes, by the way, and what I'm saying about Gizelle now is concerns Gizelle as she appears on Housewives. I do not know her personally, so if you're watching this, Gizelle, I'm talking about the character you portray in Housewives, not the real you.
You are so sweet. Where are you calling from?
I'm French too.
Oh, you're French.
Ooh.
Yes.
The savvy. I knew it.
Wow.
Salut. So I'm very disappointed because Gizelle has the right to not like Wendy, even though her reason for not liking Wendy to me is not valid, but she has the right to not like Wendy. And the fact that Wendy was attacked and she says, well, I don't like her, so I don't care about Wendy being assaulted. I was very disgusted for her saying that because she has this civil right background.
Yep.
And for her to say something like this was very disgusting to me. That's my first point. My second point, I'm also very disappointed in Gizelle because of the false accusations. I have someone in my personal life who has been accused by a woman of something that he didn't do. She did exaggerate the facts, and that person has spent 2 years in prison for nothing.
Wow.
She admitted at the end that she put some extra sauce like Gizelle did. She admitted it at the end, but that friend of mine already spent 2 years in prison, has lost his job, and he is another person now. So
All right, do me a favor. Hold on to your final thought, because I
Yes.
really want to get back to addicted. Explain your point now that everyone has a chance to calm down. You respond to what Don was saying.
I
can
am
Dawn-
Addicted.
Don.
Go ahead.
Yes.
sorry.
Okay. What I was saying was I was not being passive aggressive or being anything when I said pardonnez-moi when I was responding. You said I threw something out, and I said you said you caught it, and what I said was you caught something that was not even thrown.
Okay, so we're fine with that. Okay, really quickly, Teddy, what was your last point about Gizelle? You seem to be very sweet. You're a sweet person.
Well, that's the second point. Maybe Gizelle might have felt uncomfortable, but just say you felt uncomfortable about the situation. Don't say that Chris made you feel uncomfortable, because I understand that he did something to you to make you feel uncomfortable. And the fact that she said that he was a sneaky link and wanted to see if she was in for that, this and that, and after that, adding extra sauce to Ashley's story too, saying that he grabbed people's butt and things like that. That
Yeah.
is very damaging. It is extremely damaging.
That's
And
why no one likes Gizelle. That's
Yeah.
why.
well, I
She's
do
dismissive.
Yes.
absolutely not. I
And
don't like her. I don't like her.
Sure. Can I go after like I say now? I also
Yeah, hold
like,
on. Let me read this really quick. Sharrell, you
yeah.
were
just
not a hypocrite in the situation being asked if you're black is not colorism. There are privileges associated with colorism, and dark-skinned black people don't get privileges. The next one
But
says,
it's not just about privileges, it's about
hold on. Let me
treatment.
read these really quickly. The caller is right. Colorism swings both ways. There are darker toned black people will go after light skinned people. My grandma could pass, and her sister, darker tone, hated her for it. Who did I cut? Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, so no, I was gonna come back to you. So this is probably part two where I drag you to about this. So you said earlier in the call that Chris should just kind of, it comes with the territory on being on Housewives and just to let it go what was said. But Sharrell, we've seen what's happened over the pandemic where people have come for you and have come for Perry. And Perry, rightfully so, has jumped up and would take a bullet for you and defended you tooth and nail. So I don't think it's fair to say, and technically someone could say, well, that comes with the YouTube streak being a blogger. So I don't think it's fair to say to Chris that he should just accept this, especially since next week we find out that he has lost jobs, has lost money, and probably, I think that's the reason why he's no longer at the W is because of the accusations Gizelle implied that
No,
he
you really
basically,
think you think that?
yes. You put something out there that and let people's imagination runs, they will go with it and make their own assumptions. So yes, Gizelle cost them a lot.
She did.
Okay.
But
okay. Thanks for the
Giselle
dragging.
attacked Chris's character by doing that. And
She should
tell
have.
me one time where you can trust a sexual assaulter. You can't. So that's he probably did lose his job because of the stigma and the stink that she is now associated with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Giselle, not
Can
Giselle. Hold on, one second. Denzel, I almost called you Giselle. Denzel, you've been so patiently waiting. Sound off really quickly.
What's up, Sharrell and Perry and everybody? Look, they need to. No, but this because the colorism thing, it needs to be talked about, because that's something serious. That's something serious. I can't stand Gizelle because she was trying to ruin Chris and Candace's marriage. Like, stop lying.
I think that's how everyone feels.
Stop lying. And then Ashley's friend, the Sesame Street character, she lied on Candace's husband too, and Ashley lied on Chris too. It's just a bunch of BS on that show. It's just a bunch of BS. And this might be a unpopular opinion. Mia, she needs to go too because she's a liar and she can't be trusted.
Yeah, she needs to go.
All right. Did everybody have something to say? Emmanuel, I
Yes.
always cut you off. Did you have anything else to say, Emmanuel? I cut him off on a daily basis. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to say pretty much what everybody else said. I agree. The conversation should have been done differently. Somebody should have definitely came, because how are you going to have the people who are part of the problem like discuss among themselves. Like that was ridiculous. I agree with you, Sharrell. Carlos King is a little bit annoying, but I think everything he said was spot on. Let's see what else. I don't want to see Mia lying stripper come back. I'm done with her. And you know what? This is just my opinion, but I really think her and her husband were doing some illegal things in the business. That's just what I think. What I do disagree with you, Sharrell, is that what you said about Gizelle. Gizelle really does destroy people's family. She is evil. I think even worse than Lisa Rinna.
Okay, for some reason, thank you, Value. We have an extremely long line. They're asking me in the chat to bring up more people. Asatu, I'm gonna drop you. Thank you so much for calling in. You're always so polite and letting me know how things are in France, because I don't think I'm ever gonna go. I can't be on the plane.
Viens, faut venir. Il faut venir.
You need to come to France, Sharrell.
Oui, absolutely. Come here. It's nice over there.
I'll be in Paris next
one more
month.
thing before leaving. Can I say one more thing about leaving? I was really heartbroken when Wendy started to cry over the Mia situation, and I kind of related to that because as a black woman, sometimes you don't want to be the angry one because you will be stereotyped. And I found Giselle pretty disgusting for staying stoic, acting like she didn't care, and admitted that basically she took me aside because she doesn't like Wendy. That's all I wanted to say, but it got me teary a little bit.
Thank you so much for
revoir.
calling.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Teddy, for calling in from France.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. Take
Yeah,
care.
thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
I dropped the wrong person. Addicted, thanks so much for calling in. I appreciate your call.
Oh.
Sorry. I just want to say one thing before you take me off. I want to thank you for this conversation. I do. And I think you did a better job at having a talk about colorism than they did on the show last night.
Okay.
And perhaps if they need to have a more in-depth conversation, they will let you moderate it.
No, never. Wouldn't want to. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
But
And thank you for being open and honest about the other side. I appreciate it. Okay.
Can I say one final thing before you drop me too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for accepting me in the panel. It's my first time. I'm a bit stressed, so I hope that everyone understood me when I spoke.
Teddy, I think you're the nicest caller. Should we vote him the nicest caller ever?
Today he is.
Yeah, I think he is too.
You gotta learn some cuss words, then call us back, okay?
Oh yes, teach us in French, please.
I can't. Well, I will try. I will.
You gotta read.
Take care. We're too nice for him.
Hey, Sharrell, can I ask you something real quick? Can I ask you something very quickly? Because a lot of people are saying it and think it, but do you think Andy Cohen is a racist?
Oh my God! No. I am not. No. What are you trying to do to me? No.
Hey, Val.
Hey, baby. That's a whole nother show.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's true. That's
He
true.
is. He's a racist.
Kia, come on, try now. Oh, we're back full.
If you need me to drop, I'll drop so Pia can pop up.
No.
You want me to drop? You want me to drop?
No, hold on.
Okay.
Sound off really quickly, Gigi, and then you, Val. And look, okay, hold on. Yeah. Can I drop you, Denzel and Emmanuel?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate
No problem. You have a great day, Sharrell.
All right, do the same.
He's so sweet. He is so sweet. I love him.
So sweet.
All right. Okay, Pia. Okay, I am still full. Now what do I do? Let's see. Where's Val? Okay. Sound off really quickly, Val.
First of all, I want to say, Sharrell, please stop telling people that you're dark. You are not dark. and that's when people get offended over you when you saying
I'm
that you are
trying
not
not
dark.
to.
Okay, well, don't stop it. Okay, you're not dark at all. The
Okay.
thing is, I want to say I'm speaking as a dark person because I am dark and been dark all my life. I don't care what this on this internet, you know, you got lights, so it make you look lighter. But I'm a dark skinned woman, so I know the mistreatment of just because being judged just by the color of your skin. Okay, the stuff that Perry be bringing up, that stuff is exactly true. You know, it's sometimes some light skinned people think that they are privileged enough that they should be accepted on anything. They could not even be qualified for something, but they think just because they think they're prettier because they're light skinned. All light skinned people are not pretty. Okay.
Ooh.
First of all, let's just get that out that way. Now, second of all, Giselle is a messy ass bitch. Let's just keep that real. Anybody gonna say some anybody okay, then first of all, Chris be in my DM. Chris ain't never crossed no line in my DM. Okay. Let me just say this. First of all, he wanted to talk to her about his wife because he felt that that was his wife's friend. He didn't want everybody to see him talking to her because first thing, if Candace had seen him talking to Giselle, he was like, "What you over there talking to her about?" So he was talking to her, and he wanted privacy of talking to her. She took things to a whole nother level. If you so pretty and you so thinking, you so dedicated, you can get any man. Why come you can't keep a man? She need to cut that bullshit out. And then another thing is, I'm not trying to talk about your panel, girl. No disrespect to you, but I can't stand black people that black folks that try to talk so quiet and just and I'm very offended. You know that when you accuse me, you
Leave
acting.
alone, Val,
Shots
slow
fired.
down.
Pow, pow, pow.
Nope, 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 nope. You try to, then you want to get mad when somebody asks you your color. You can't see people's skin tone if you, especially when you ain't got no picture up there. People can't see your skin tone. That is not offensive. Sharrell, you was nice enough to apologize, but you had nothing to apologize for because
Exactly.
the simple fact is you you on a panel
You couldn't
that
see her
people can
face.
see you. Right, people cannot see you and they ask you a question. If you want to talk white, don't be offended when somebody question you over being white. If you want to be so prim and proper, then so be it.
Okay,
It's not
I gotta slow.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
Val,
people.
damn.
I'm sorry. Well, Sharrell know me. Sharrell know I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you exactly. I'm not finna sugarcoat shit. I'm just gonna let you know. I'm just saying.
You can't keep it real offensive. And
Okay,
so
she offended me by telling me that you was bitter. So, okay, so you gonna tell me about I was offended. Okay, I'm a dark skinned woman. I was offended by what she said, and I can say I was offended. Okay, so that's
Well, yeah.
just it. However you want to take it. I was offended. Okay.
Val.
What?
Can you help me smoke?
I can't. No, listen, I ain't messing with Val. I don't want none of her smoke either. Val, so I'm standing by.
People
Val.
I don't want none either.
when you say somebody's talking white or somebody's talking black, because really there's no definition of that. Really,
Right. I'm just saying proper. I said proper. I said I'm just keeping it for some people. Both people don't understand. When you say proper, people go, "What do you mean?" I gotta say the clear word. No, I'm saying primp and proper, white, whatever y'all want to call it. I'm saying when you're talking that way, when you question that, and you're talking about something dealing with colorism, what's wrong with you asking somebody if you cannot see them? Don't forget you on the internet, girl. What's wrong with asking that person, "Are you black?" Okay, that was not offensive. And then when somebody said something, and she should hurry up and jump down that girl's throat. That girl talking about what it is to be dark skinned. I'm telling you about what it is to be dark skinned. So when you want somebody to respect your opinion about how people treat you light skinned, then respect that person's opinion how they feel being treated dark skinned. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and a lot of
hold on,
dark
AJ.
people.
Somebody has something on in the background. Let me hear.
And there is a bleach pandemic going on as well.
Oh, it really is.
Somebody got a TV playing or something.
Yes, who has the television on? Okay. Hang on, Val. Gigi, sound off really quickly.
First of all, I don't believe that they addressed the colorism issue the right way. It was too short. They should have had somebody there. And I'm surprised the professor for once didn't have nothing to say.
What about that, Val? How come Wendy
Okay. First of all, I haven't seen the show tonight, but first of all, Wendy is tired of addressing stuff because people jump all down her throat when she addresses things too much. So she's trying to keep her place on the show, stay in her lane, so somewhat to not be so aggressive to always jump in there. Because the first thing people always say is that same word I just used. When a dark skinned person says, "Oh, it's aggressive," Why are you so aggressive? When Gizelle says the same thing, people say, "Oh, she's aggressive." They go, "Oh wow, oh, you believe she said that?" No. So Wendy is just trying to play the role of keeping her spot, not addressing everything. Because, like I say, pick your battles. Everything is not her battle, so she's just trying to be smarter about picking her battles.
Let me
Like she
ask you
said,
this, Val, because you seem very passionate today. What
hell
what is
yeah.
some of your experience? I want to hear you. What's your experience with colorism?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Okay, I was in my early 20s. Okay, I went for, I'm gonna try to make this very short. I went for a job in a hotel, and when I got there, the lady said that you had to be 21. But since I was there, it was a night job. Since I was there, she said she'll go ahead and test me. I said okay. She tested me on accounting and 10 key by touch. She tested me, and then the accounting test, she didn't believe my score. She's like, wow, I haven't had nobody this smart in a long time. So then she gave me the adding machine test. She said that she must have timed me wrong. Can she retest me? I said, go ahead. She retested me and I got a better score. She said, oh, okay, can I keep you in the back till you turn 21? Okay, fine. I was the only black person there out of all those people. Okay, now when I get to want to transfer to another department, every time when I got ready to transfer, the lady will always bypass my application. So I got on the phone and called this lady because it was a day shift job and I worked nights. And I talked prim and proper. I said, oh yeah. And just yeah. And this lady told me what day I would start, everything. What days I'm off, what day I start, everything. The manager came in early one day and says, anybody, where's Valerie? I want to talk with her. And they said, she's right there. She go, no, she's white. They go, no, that's the only Valerie we have. She's right there. She's the only black person we have back here. That's Valerie. No. She didn't even come on and talk to me. She hired somebody else. And then when I went confronted her about it, she go, oh no, it's just a misunderstanding. No, it wasn't a misunderstanding. You told me what my starting date was. You told me everything. So I'm telling you that when people want to talk about just being light skinned, I'm telling you about being dark skinned and being black. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
It's true. It will affect your job. Pia, you had something to say in the comment section. What was it?
So is Gizelle trying to say that when Chris came and spoke to her, when Nicki Minaj was hosting, that's when she felt uncomfortable?
That day, yeah. It was the same day.
Okay, because from what I remembered, she actually got up and closed the door so the camera couldn't see them speaking. So if you were so uncomfortable, why did you get up and close the door and usher Chris in? Why are you always going to him and hugging him when you see him? Why are you so overly excited? And the thing of it is, yeah, he lost his job because of those allegations. He lost them because of Ashley and because of Gizelle, and I want them gone.
How do you know?
I don't know about that.
No,
Chris, was he really had a job?
Go ahead, AJ.
Respond
Respond to Pia. Do you believe that?
No, because he never had a job, did he? I mean, he had his own business. He had his own business, and he was a chef. And
he was the manager.
I believe
he was. He had a job. He was a manager.
Oh,
he was.
So he wasn't even a restaurant owner.
No,
he was managing the top section of the hotel.
Right.
Don't do that.
That's even worse.
No, it's
now
not.
I feel really bad, Chris. I didn't know you were that broke. I thought you had a restaurant and it went under and she maligned you.
I would take a Chris Bassett over. I would take a Chris Bassett over a lying, underhanded one or a no man who's ever been associated with Gizelle. That loves Candace and her dirty draws.
And no harm or disrespect, but why is everybody jumping down on Juan for cheating on Robin? They were never married.
Oh,
that's
no,
right.
They were never married. Never married. And I'm sorry, but like, why is everyone going after him? But we gonna let Robin pass for cheating on Juan while they were married and stealing all his money and losing it? We just gonna turn a blind eye to that. I want her gone.
Say it again, Pia. Say it louder.
Hold on. I'm trying to let a lot of people talk today. Erica, sound off really quickly. EJ, I love you.
I thought that was you.
I love you.
Can you hear us, Erica?
That's. Is Pia getting an echo? No.
She turned it off. We can hear you. Go ahead, Erica.
I just wanted to speak on the colorism. The lady that came on, and I feel like that a lot of people that come up, they kind of gaslight this light skin and complain about how they were picked on and beat up by dark skinned women. I think was like in between. I'm not too light, but I'm not really dark skinned. And I noticed that when I was younger, I would sit back and watch, and
I feel like a lot of the light skinned young women, they had an air about them because most of them were put in the higher ranking because of family and the community, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore it was an air about them. And although a lot of times they did do things, and it may they they may not have been hands on, or they had their friends do certain things, or friends or particularly other dark skinned girls that wanted to be cool with them because they were quite often the popular ones, kind of by default.
Well,
So
uh, Don, what about what she's saying? She's saying that light skinned people,
it yeah,
light.
like they were always put on a pedestal,
What do you,
Right.
and
They
it's
Don?
grew
like,
up.
and
Don,
then
respond to
within
that,
that
Don.
family.
Well,
Don,
I have a I don't think well let me be clear. I don't think that all light skinned women are colorist.
Right.
Let me start by
Right.
saying that.
True.
I don't think that's factual information, and anyone that puts that out is ignorant.
Right.
However, I do think that, like I said earlier, there is a privilege for women to be lighter. Let me give you an
Right.
example in institutions. And what she's saying is, can't you know? I believe it. I believe it. Um, at Southern University, they have a dance group called the Dancing Dolls that marches in front of the band, the Human Jukebox.
Uh-huh.
Director back in the early '90s would not allow you to join the dance team, the Southern Dancing Dolls, if you were darker than a paper bag.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it
That well,
happens.
that's kind of fits my
Um,
point.
so what I believe, I believe her story. I don't think it's all light skinned women who treat darker women that way. I just believe it's a remnant. It's a remnant, and when there's a remnant, it seems to magnify over the good people.
What about
You
that,
know,
Erica? What about what he's saying? Not all light skinned women act like that.
Yeah,
So are you?
not all.
Well, no, I do agree, but what
Mhm.
I'm saying is that I feel like a lot of light skinned women do overcross YouTube when there's a colorist conversation. They always come on saying, "Well, I was beat up by dark skinned black women."
Right.
That was rare. That was really rare because they were. I
You
I
know what?
would sit back
Slide.
and watch. I quite often watch in the background because I wasn't really that into groups and watching overall. They will always claim they like to claim, "Oh, I did nothing. Oh, I did nothing." Well,
Mm-hmm.
you had a stank attitude, and
Mhm.
not to say you deserve to get beat up, but it's ways of doing things without actually doing things,
Right.
Right.
and
All
it's
And
right.
ways of having. And you
Giselle,
also in we always have people where you're the ringleader, but you might not get your hands dirty, but
Right.
you're the person behind everybody, and those are the people
Mm.
that I would like to watch. So it's like
right.
you may not be getting your hands dirty, but you're the brains behind the operation, and that quite
Mm.
often they're the brains behind the operation. But I can keep my hands clean, and those are the people that would tend to watch, not the ones actually doing the manual labor, but the brains behind it never got in trouble because they like to keep their hands clean.
Yeah. Everyone's saying you're describing Giselle. That's what they're
Yeah, but
saying.
Well,
Giselle,
yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
pretty
uh,
much,
Sharrell,
and
Just
that's what and that's the role that they play. They the brains behind the operation. They don't like to keep their hands clean, and that
Sharrell,
was the position they played.
hold on, Val. I appreciate you calling in. Everyone's saying that you're spot on about Giselle, and that is how
right.
yeah.
she does. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much, Erica, for calling
She
in. I
is.
appreciate it.
Love your
You're
hair.
welcome.
She's,
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
she's,
and
Thank
smoke
you.
she's the
likes your hair.
worst.
Thank
All
She's
right.
just
you.
the worst.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you.
good day.
All right, bye.
I got to start wrapping this up. I'm still
But
Okay.
Giselle is.
completely
Can I
backed
say
up
can I say
backstage.
one more
But
thing?
I want to
Can
say
I want
one
to say one
thing
more thing,
too.
Hold on
Sharrell?
one second. I'm completely backed up backstage. This is a topic everybody wants to talk about. We'll go
Right.
around the panel and let everybody say some of their last words. Let's start with you at up top, Don. Sound off.
um, I just think that I appreciate when people can own the definition the true definition of a particular topic, and not gaslight when it becomes personal and you try to flip it to make it become something that you went through. Keep the definition, and let's find your definition of your situation. Um, and Gizelle, for some reason, I want to be soft on her because she went through a lot with that Negro. And for some reason I want to be soft with her, but she's not making it possible. She's mean to the core of her right now. And I know she wasn't raised that way. Her father, I know he didn't raise her that way. I just want her to be nicer. That's it.
Thank you. Val, sound off.
First of all, I want to apologize for my being so emotional about the situation. Okay, that's just not me. Second of all, I want to tell, I'm not saying that about all light-skinned people. I'm not. I got some of my best friends that's light-skinned. I'm not saying that. I have sisters light-skinned. I have a child light-skinned. So it's not like that. I'm just telling you about personal experiences that I experienced being dark-skinned. I just hate when people try to downplay the things that just because the color of your skin that you go through. That's all. The only thing I was trying to say. And a lot of times because I grew up in a white neighborhood, but a lot of times when you are dark skinned, the only way that you are accepted in the community if you're good at sports. Now, if you're good at sports, they're like, oh, yeah, my best friend. But if you're just a dark skinned person, just an everyday, not doing nothing, they're like, you know what I'm saying? You the N-word. So I'm just speaking on my own experiences. I'm just saying that I was emotional because I think that my opinion, everybody got their own opinion. I just think that she took it the wrong way by just a simple question. That's all I was saying.
Smoke, sound off really quickly.
Yeah, so I'm just speaking in general. I think let's argue the conversation and not each other, because we're talking about colorism in and I'm not coming at you, but I'm just saying in general, we're talking about a context of colorism within this specific show, and it completely became something about one person, and it's like, we kind of miss other parts of the show that we could have got to that people maybe wanted to hint at. So so I just say when Sharrell has a topic, let's try to stick to it as best as we can. I know it may not happen, but yeah.
AJ,
I agree.
Sound off.
Yes, I absolutely agree with Smoke and everything he said. You said it really well, and it was such an eye-opening tonight to hear from everybody and their opinion, and I enjoyed it. And Robin, she's basic, and Charisse, I don't want to watch her next week. What's there to watch? She's gonna wear a blue suit looking like a Smurf, and it's just not going to be given. She's not going to be given next week. And Andy Cohen should have just.
Okay, keep going.
Because he did say to her, so is there anything else? And she said, yeah, there's more. And he went, more? I thought you would have had like 17 episodes to spill that tea, but I don't know. She won't have anything. So I'm sorry to disappoint, and she could go. We probably won't see her again.
I love you, AJ.
Back to Baltimore. Sorry.
Pia, sound off.
I love
Never in a billion years did I think I would ever be on Candace's side, and I normally don't like Candace.
Oh, wait a minute, Kobe. I didn't even say anything to you today.
I know. I was waiting.
We've been going back. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for being polite. Sound off really quickly. Wow.
Well, I just wanted to say that I do think that interracial prejudice works both sides, both ways. I think light-skinned people get it, dark-skinned people get it, males get it, and females get it. And actually, in my experience, dark-skinned males get it the worst. I remember going up to a dark-skinned dude. People just say, hey, you black, burnt, crispy, whatever. Yep. And it was so consistent, the name calling to black males, that a lot of black males would answer to it. Like now everyone on that panel knows if you grew up black in America, you grew up with somebody that we called a black name, like Midnight or Crispy. And it was usually a male. So I think at the end of the day, I've never seen it as harshly with females to where light-skinned women are doing it like that to females, where they're just calling them dark names like that. But with males, they just accepted it. But for some reason, when we got older, black males have been able to handle this situation a lot better. I don't see black males going up to Smokey Robinson saying, you're not black, or Steph Curry. But Robin, who looks like she could be their sister, is getting it every day. So when we say that it doesn't happen to light skinned people, look at the reaction that Robin gets anytime she does anything. We want her fired. I want her gone. Well, what was that sort of hostility when Erica was cheating burn victims and spending the money and saying it's all about me? I don't care about the victims. Nobody was trying to get her fired. But when it comes to
Yeah,
a
they
light
were.
skinned black woman, everybody wants her fired. When it comes to Jen Shaw, she can cheat all these senior citizens out of stuff. She got to keep her job until she served her prison date. No one was good. So I do see it both ways because I see the way that Robin gets treated on all these shows, the way they talk about her skin color. She
So
ain't
you
black. She
wait till
ain't
the
this. She
end
ain't
to
that.
say that you
I was trying to
you're
be
a Robin
perfect.
sympathizer.
Pretty
But
much.
she's a white woman. Robin
I
is a
just,
white
I just,
woman.
She's not white. Would you
she's
stop?
not white.
She is
She's not
white.
white. Her
She's a
dad is
white
Sharrell
woman.
color. Let's stop pretending like, you know what I mean? We've never seen light skinned people
She,
before, you know? And I
I
do
would
think
I
that,
Kobe,
recognize
you
the
gotta come
accent
up
uh,
from a
earlier.
mile away, Kobe.
yeah,
Okay.
she,
you know,
Let me
I'm
she
let
just
me
looks
saying we have to
Swedish
keep
to
it real.
me. She looks Swedish to me.
AJ stop talking.
No.
Sound off, Gigi, really quick.
Wait, Pia, I think Pia has something to finish up.
Oh, you weren't
Oh,
finished. Go
you
ahead, Kobe.
No, Pia. I said
No,
Pia.
that was
Pia.
all I just wanted to say. I just wanted to say we have to be sensitive to all of our sisters, the dark ones and the light ones. I got both of them in
Yeah.
my family. So I see it happening to both. I see that even the light skinned males get picked on too because they're looked upon as weaker by us darker males. So we test them. So I see all of it. I'm not going to get on camera and pretend like it don't work both ways. I've been a
Yeah.
part of it. I've seen it. I've
Yeah.
witnessed it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep it real. If I'm going to speak, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to get up here and act like it acts one way. I've never seen it act both ways. I see males get it, females get it, all across the spectrum. And if we're going to talk honestly about it, we have to keep it real and not just stay in our feelings. We have to be observant and tell the truth. Okay,
Yeah.
But one word he said prejudice.
right.
That's what
Okay.
I said earlier.
Pia, did I interrupt you?
Yeah, but that was okay.
Sound off.
Well, first of all, I just want to say this. Actually, when Erica was accused and when she was acting like a right ass, I actually did say I wanted her gone. The same thing with Jen Shaw. Okay. So, and as a light skinned person, I know all too well about colorism because I've experienced it in my own family.
Oh.
Okay. In my own family. So let's not sit up here and act like, oh, I'm just saying, or anyone's just saying we want Robin gone because of the skin tone. That's not why. If you sign up to be on a reality TV show and you sign a contract to put your business in the street, but you go after everyone else and you don't put nothing out there, and then when it does come out, you want to do everything in your power to silence it. No, you have to go. End of story.
Let the church
That's
say
right.
amen.
Gigi,
Yes. Well said.
sound off really quickly.
Sharrell, I do want to ask one more thing real quick. You know, within our community, we have a common practice. Like again, I'm about keeping it real. Okay, everyone wants to get on TV and act like, oh, this colorism is such an issue, but I have only seen females do this. When a newborn baby, they check the ears to see how dark they are, to see what color the baby is going to be, worried that the baby is going to darken. Now, that's our community. See, I got to keep it real. And we all seen that on this panel. We all know that that's
Really?
the truth.
But Kobe, where did that start from? Why did they feel the need to do that? What
All
was
I'm
the
Right.
saying is that we
reason?
all suffer from it. We can't try to take one segment of the population and put it all off on them because we all do it. Even if there's no light skinned
That's
people in the
But what if
African
room,
the issue is
American.
all the people with, okay,
systemic,
give me just
Kobe,
one
and
second,
that's why
Aisha.
they do
All
That's
the
that?
only
people with the
African
good hair
American. I'm sorry.
are next.
Don't do that in Africa.
All the people, okay, all the light skinned people are going out the room. Then they're going to start saying, you have killers because your hair is straighter than mine, or your nose is smaller than mine. It just goes on and on and on. It's like a competition, so to speak. So I
Maybe
don't
it's
really even think it's really about colorism. It's really about beauty. Because
well,
us males, we don't have that issue with each other. You ain't black, Steph.
well,
Clay
you
Thompson,
can't
you
say
ain't
that,
black. We
Kobe.
don't do that to
From
each
your
other.
experience, you can't say that black men don't have those issues amongst themselves. Maybe not in
Thank
your
you.
sector, but other sectors may have the issue.
All right, let me give
Yeah.
Gigi a chance really quickly, and I gotta go. We've been over.
Right. I agree. I think his name was Smoke as far as in like trying to stay on topic as far as in the show because everything just got so personal and it just went left. But
I feel like, go ahead.
I mean, everybody can talk about their experiences with colorism. I think it's everyone is by everybody being so personal is everybody's getting angry. And what you experience is might not be what I experience. but I have to be able to understand that your experience is different than mine. And that's the problem with, I don't know, people just can't realize that. But as far as in the show, I believe that they should bring Robin back because she finally has a storyline now.
You are messy.
Yes.
And then,
And
GG.
That she don't want to talk about.
finally, but they have to. She has to talk about the situation. She has to talk about Juan and the school thing. She has
I
to talk
agree.
about him cheating.
She's not gonna talk about it.
Well, then this should
Don't
be her
say
last.
nothing. I'm trying to get out of. Don't say nothing.
it
Don't
might
say
be a,
This
it
should
could
be her
be a
last
twist.
season. And Gizelle, I really disliked her more when they showed her face while they were talking about the colorism issue.
Very
She was looking
dismissive.
so
Yeah.
just nonchalant, like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Like, it was very just disrespectful. But
Yeah, very.
that's it for now.
All right, you guys. I got to end
It's
it
very
here.
disrespectful.
AJ, I've been
Brothers.
hearing your low blows. They're cracking me up. You need to stop. You need to stop.
Sorry.
All right, you guys. I am out
Sorry.
of time. I went over a whole hour. Sorry, Perry. So
Yes.
maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow if anyone still wants to talk about it. I took as many calls as I can, and I'm still backed up. People want to talk about this, and maybe we'll do it again tomorrow. Thank you guys for calling in. I appreciate you guys calling in.
Thank
Love
you.
you,
Thank you so
Wendy.
much.
Love you.
Bye,
Love you,
Sharrell. Bye, Perry.
Also,
Love you, Wendy on Twitter.
Sharrell and Perry, I'm gonna send you a link
Right.
because
Later.
apparently Juan's been caught with another woman too as well.
Later,
So I'll send it
girls.
to Perry's hotline.
Perry.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. This was fun.
Love you, Val.
Okay. Thank you, Val. Thank you for calling and
Yeah,
speaking.
thanks, Val.
All right. You guys, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. Woo, people are passionate about this. And
Yeah,
maybe this
for
is
real.
what they wanted on the show. Anyway,
Right.
if I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm completely out of time. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Perry on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.